club coaches, sponsors, and mentors. I'm focusing on these three items tonight because, as Gavin explained in his presentation, you can run a speechcraft course or a youth leadership course, but they're, in my opinion, outside of what we should be focusing on as Toastmasters. We are here, and the district mission is to help and support clubs and establish new clubs, or words to that effect. So I'm going to focus on club sponsors, setting up club, mentors, helping the club, and coaches for struggling clubs. So I'll go through the three. And as you may have realised from Bonnie's introduction, this is my passion, setting up clubs and helping struggling clubs and retaining membership. It's all so important. We lose too many good people from Toastmasters. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi. In the service of others. Last night I spent an hour going through Ralph Smedley's quotes, trying to find one that was Ralph Smedley's, but I think Mahatma Gandhi has got it all in one in here. First, a club sponsor. District 17 and Toastmasters worldwide have struggled over the last few years, and getting better in the last couple, of establishing new clubs. And the club sponsor. What is a club sponsor? They help start up new clubs. And this is so important. We need to grow because we lose clubs. But this is the greatest secret in the world, Toastmasters, and how to improve public speaking and develop your leadership skills. The sponsor guides the club through the chartering process. This may seem very easy. I've helped establish a club and it was established in 3 meetings. I helped another club as a sponsor and it took me 18 months. So establishing a club, but going through the chartering process, having the demonstration meeting and the follow-up meetings are so important. It promotes Toastmasters and recruits charter members. And charter members that don't know, in setting up a new club, you need to have 20 charter members, 3 of which can be dual members, existing Toastmasters, but the remaining 17 have to be brand new to Toastmasters. And in my opinion, they need to support the clubs for up to 6 months post-chartering. I have seen in the past, Toastmasters say, yeah, I'm the club sponsor. As soon as the club's sponsored, okay, that's it, I'm gone. To me, ethically, that is incorrect. You're there setting up a club and you continue on to make sure the club doesn't falter in the first 6 to 12 months. Sponsors' responsibilities. Assist with new club setup and the logistics. Because if you're setting up a community club, the people that have got the idea, oh, Bonnie says, I want to set up a club. Well, have you got a venue? Have you got a budget? Is the club going to sponsor it? Who's going to assist and help? Besides the sponsors and mentors, you need other Toastmasters. All this is the sponsor's responsibility to help Bonnie set up a new club. Help draft the club's goals. Well, we'll get onto that in the mentor ones in a second. Sport membership building and marketing. This is critical. If you don't allow enough time and the correct effort into the marketing of a new club, you are not going to get people at the demonstration meeting and the follow-up meetings. And therefore, if you're not getting new people to the club, you are not going to convert them to charter members. So you're there as the expert, or you may not be the expert, but you can draw on the resources of the whole of District 17 to help with the marketing of the club. And we've got great marketing support at the moment. Ensure that the club is set up properly, that you have club officers, they're elected, trained and prepared. Buddy mentioned I'm helping set up a Tamil club. I was at their meeting last night, couldn't understand a word they were saying, but they've got their president, they've got the VP, they've got the treasurer. They are all there performing their roles. We only need 2 more members. So if anyone knows of a Tamil speaking person out there, non-Toastmaster who wants to join, contact me after this meeting. We'll chat. Sponsor eligibility and recognition. You have to be a Toastmaster in good standing. That means you paid your fees and your club's paid the fees to Toastmasters. And also your club has to be in good standing. It gives you a credit towards the DTM requirements, as Gavin explained. There can be 2 sponsors per club. Let's go on to the mentor. Sponsors and mentor sometimes get blurred a bit, but the mentor, you're there to support a newly chartered club. Ian and I have just chartered the club at the City of Fremantle. We're the ones that, with Marie's lead that she passed on to us, we set the club up. Now we've got 2 mentors who should be doing the heavy lifting. But Ian was at their meeting today, and I'll be at their meeting in 2 weeks' time. We're sharing it around. But the mentors, they're there doing the hard work, or should be doing the heavy lifting. They should be doing guidance. The rules say 6 months, but I believe it should be 12 months. Helps build club culture and leadership. Even though we may have very minor roles and the objective is that we don't have any roles at an actual meeting, we're there to support them morally to develop that culture and that every member is listened to and given the opportunity to develop. And more importantly, it sets the club up for success. You don't want a new club starting up and then at the next renewals, 12 months later, on the 30th of June next year, they go from 22 members down to 10. You want that club to be vibrant, building, retaining members, and having new members join. Mentor responsibilities. Attend the club meetings regularly. We've got a system in place now that myself and Tom Bielski, our district director, will be attending the Wednesday meetings and fortnightly. Ian, Frank, and Samantha will be attending the Thursdays. We're there as support. Coaches officers on the roles and the responsibilities that they need to do. And this is important because a lot of these new clubs, they've missed club officer training, which only happens twice a year. So the club mentors and the sponsors need to let the club officers know what their roles and responsibilities are and assist them in those roles until they've got it down pat. Help the club, a new club, when it charters. We have a deadline, the 30th of September, to complete our new club success plan. According to Toastmasters International, that's the deadline. If a club charters, they've got 90 days to complete this. It's not the responsibility of the sponsors, the responsibility of the mentors to submit that club success plan, which is important because they will not get any credit of their achievements in the Distinguished Club program until they've completed this club success plan. And of course, encourage quality meetings and engagement, which will result in membership retention. Sorry, what have I done there? Help. Just give me a second. My bar is in the way. And the biggest thing we need to achieve is they're self-sustaining. We should be just flies on the wall in the back of the room giving advice. Eligibility. You have to be a member in good standing, the same as a sponsor. You have to be in a club in good standing as well. You get a credit towards your DTM requirements. There can be 2 mentors per club, which is interesting. 2 sponsors, 2 mentors. And I'd like to bring something up here. Marie Pickens last year said to me, setting up new clubs, we can't get dedicated members to support the clubs. We're relying on older Toastmasters, not older, but experienced Toastmasters to redo the roles. This is an opportunity for everyone here that hasn't got a DTM or is working on the Pathways DTM. We need sponsors and mentors for new clubs. Desmond, our new club growth director, if you are interested in either of these roles, let him know because he will be desperate for people to support these clubs. We don't want people like myself being a club's coach and sponsor. I've got enough DTMs and I've got enough to go for another couple. We want new people taking on these roles so you can achieve and expand your leadership potential. Serve for a minimum of 6 months, preferably 12 months. Now, the one that I love is the club coach. We have so many clubs, and especially in the last 5, 6 years with COVID and everything, we've lost so many clubs. We need more club coaches. I'm the club coach coordinator. I love this role. It is one of the most challenging, in my opinion. Even though setting up a new club is hard, club coaching is very difficult. So what are the universal coaching principles? Firstly, you have to provide clear direction for the club. Now, what do I mean by clear direction? I recently completed a term as a club coach across Toastmasters. They only had 3 members when I took on the role. No one had access to base camp because none of the club officers had stayed on, and no one had access to the bank account. I went along to a meeting, sat there, and at the end of the meeting went up to the club executive and said, look, 2 reasons I'm here. I originally set this club up. I don't want it to fold. How can I help? I can help by being a club coach. Do you want me? And are you prepared to make that commitment? Because it's a 2-way street. It's not just a club coach willing to do it. The club has to be willing to take the advice and implement it. The club coach shouldn't be implementing it. It's the club, but you're giving the direction. Foster collaboration, and that's collaboration between the club coach and the committee, and more importantly, the committee and then the members. And motivate for achievement. I also have the philosophy of lead by example. So you can motivate them by giving examples, speeches, not taking away speeches from their members, but giving them directions, especially in the committee meetings. Fundamentals of coaching. What they're supposed to do. Basic things like having a printed agenda at a meeting, having a forward plan, following up members that haven't attended meetings for the last couple of meetings. Why they should do it? Because it's okay to tell them, and you shouldn't be telling them. You should be suggesting and giving examples of your home club, if that's working or if it isn't working, and why. How they can achieve it and how they can do it, and how well they're expected to do it. So set goals. Who's going to take on the responsibility? It should be the VPM, could be the treasurer, following up membership renewals, or somebody that has lapsed in their attendance. How well they are doing. And there could be basic things like they may not even know how to access the dashboard. As I said, Applecross, 3 members, none of them club officers, no one had access to Toastmasters International, so they couldn't see anything. Coach's responsibility. Sets high but achievable expectations. We're all set goal setting. And it's easy to go into a club and say, this could be better, that could be better. My club, okay, we've got 24, 25 members at the moment, and we'll be present as distinct. No, we'll be Smedley distinguished by the end of this year. But there are things that we could improve on. I sit back at the meetings and think, no, we're not doing this as well as we should be. The club is still successful, retaining members, and members are coming back, but let's set achievable expectations. And this may not just be for club coaches. Let's this be for everyone that's a member of any club. You guide the team members. You're not taking on being a mentor for every member in the club. You're just suggesting to the committee how to improve, and then they take it to the members. Offers support, gives advice. And it's just advice. It's not, you're doing this wrong, you should be doing it this way. You just give them options. You provide feedback, and especially when things are turning around. And as a motivational tool, don't criticise, commend what they're doing correct. That's the next one, encouraging team members as they go along. Tips for discussion. Talk with them, not down to them. This one I think is so important. Talk with them, not down to them. Monica, how do you think we can improve the Hispanic club that we've just set up on getting more members to achieve Pathways goals? let Monica come up with the idea and have an open discussion. Talk with them, not down to them. I do this all the time. Well, the other day, I think it was, I don't know, could have been Marie, could have been someone else. I just said, yeah, no, I stuffed up. My mistake. And it's okay to make a mistake. This is a voluntary organisation. We're all volunteers, not for profit. We can only do as much as we can do, and don't have, expectations that it's not a full-time job for them. And if you've made a mistake, admit it. If you haven't followed something up, follow it up. Admit you haven't followed it up, but then follow it up. And there's enough support around for you to follow it up. Keep it very simple. The old army saying, keep it simple, stupid. Simple. Listen. If you sit down and have a conversation, not only with the committee, but with the members, and you're listening, and you're asking open-ended questions, they will tell you their dissatisfaction with the club or the system or an issue that they've got. They may just not understand pathways. Well, let's run a workshop on pathways. They may not understand how to evaluate properly. Run the educational, evaluate to motivate. And soon that'll be in place that we need to do those sort of educationals for the different levels. Listen. When you're making recommendations, keep it short and specific. Don't get into global conversations. Ask the open-ended questions, then give a short and specific recommendation. You don't know how to do the evaluations? Let's talk to the VPE. Let's do I suggest we do the evaluate to motivate workshop every 3 months because you've got new members always joining. And be sincere. If you're just doing it for the tick in the box for a DTM, don't do the role of club coach or sponsor or mentor. You have to believe in this organisation and the development of it, the retention of members, the retention of clubs, and the establishment of new clubs. Be passionate about it. We have all benefited from Toastmasters. It's time for us to give back and be timely. You can't be a club coach and just turn up every third, fourth meeting. You have to be there. Benefits of coaching. You develop high morale in the club. It is so pleasing now to go to Applecross Toastmasters and have 15 to 20 members in the room, having a great meeting. Each person only having one role. Because when we were down to 3 members, plus me, we were having 3 or 4 roles. That wasn't fun. That's hard work. You want high morale, sharing the load. It empowers not only yourself, but the club, members and executive. But the empowerment, I think, is more important for yourself. You've achieved something. You've turned around with the knowledge that you may not even know that you have. You could be sitting there, you've been a Toastmaster for 1, 2, 3, 10, 20 years. The knowledge that you've got is not being utilised by the district or Toastmasters. The empowerment is to go out there and help these clubs. You will realise how much you actually know and how much of a motivator you can be. Development, you develop skills that are transferable skills that you can take outside of Toastmasters. Coaching a club up could be the same as coaching a team or an individual person in a workplace. The skills that you will learn are incredible. And the good thing is, and Maria will be covering this in her Q&A about the module, they're giving you all the skills as well. It's not like in the old days, come a club coach, go and do it. They've got tools there now. Toastmasters have got tools that will help us all. This criteria, this session is being taped. So I'm not going to go all through this. It's too many words on the screen. However, you'll be able to look at this later, pause it, and go through it in your own time. Successful club coaches. Serve at least 6 months. Now, this is critical. You're appointed for 2 years, but it's to the next renewal. The next end of the Toastmaster year. So if you want to achieve to be a successful club coach, you have to be appointed before the 31st of December and help the club be distinguished by the 30th of June, 2026. So you need to be appointed before the 31st of December this year and make sure the club is distinguished by the 30th of June. Otherwise, it's the 30th of June, 2027. So it can be a short-term 6-month dedication, but it could be 18 months. And this is where a lot of Toastmasters think, oh, that's too long. But it isn't. I'm now currently, since I finished, I'm looking forward to looking at another Toastmaster club. And I won't be to be a club coach. And I won't be taking on an easy one. I'll be taking on one that I'm aiming for 2027. As club coach coordinator, you lead by examples, so you need to be one. Great rule change that they had a couple of years ago. You cannot join the club during your appointment. Because, I'll just go back to that one. In the old days, I've seen a club coach, 2 club coaches get appointed, then they join the club, and they only had a growth of 5, and they get 3 of their mates to join. Totally unethical, in my opinion. You're there to help the club develop and be there for the long term. I had someone come along to Applecross Toastmasters and I say, Ross, your term's finished. Why are you still here? I said, they've got a new committee. I'm here to make sure the new committee doesn't falter, even though I've got the tick in the box and I'm still there to make sure that the transition will continue on. You have to submit reports. Initial 30 days, 60 days, plus final report. This hasn't happened as much as it should do in District 17, and I'll want to talk to the trio to bring in a system where this can happen, and instead of bogging down the trio, the reports are submitted to me. But that's a separate issue. And I said before, they must achieve as distinguished by the subsequent 30th of June. So if you're thinking about being a club coach, you need to do it for the 31st of December. Club officers confirmation to TI, yes. That's, yeah, at the end of your term, an email needs to be sent. This is a critical one. If you're aiming to become a distinguished Toastmaster, if a club is 12 members or less, they're eligible for a club coach. If you get the growth of 3, which is currently, used to be 5, and I think it should go back to 5, and I think they're talking about that. So it's 3, you get the tick in the box and as well as they're distinguished. But if you get the club up to 20, they gift you a district officer recognition for your DTM. So what that means is that you don't have to be an area director, division director, or one of the trio, or the public relations officer, or the administration manager. You automatically get that tick in the box, the DTM. But you've got to have that commitment to work through. And that's a big challenge from now until the 30th of June next year, or the 30th of June, 2027. But if you don't have the time and commitment to be a district officer, put your dedication and time into being a club coach and have that as a goal, and then you automatically get that ticked off. It's dual recognition. I can show you how to build your form out as well. And that's 2 ticks in the box for your DTM. We have got these current club coaches. Actually, Scott has completed his. The president just needs to send an email. He's not very good with the admin at the moment. So once that goes, he'll be ticked in the box. Got Judith Allen, Jeff Stang, Janice and Angela. And these clubs, you can have 2, like Multicultural Manager has. And there's at least 19 more clubs at the moment. They need you. We need you. The club coach module. I said to Marie Pickens, our program quality director the other week, I said, get rid of club officer training. Just get everyone to do the club coach module. Because the club coach module, and even if you don't want to become a club coach, do this module. It tells you everything that you need to do to have a successful club. Every club officer should do this. And I encourage everyone that's on this session tonight, go into Basecamp, get the club coach module. If you haven't got it there, yell out. I'll send you the link that you can request it, and do the club coach module. It trains you on every aspect of how a club should operate correctly. Go to Basecamp, listed in suggested learning. Doesn't appear. Mind you have to have completed level 2 before it appears in Basecamp. But if you haven't got it, yell out and I can give you the link. There's a club coach agreement that the club has. With that module, you as a club coach have to do it, and it's recommended that all the club officers do it. If you get 1 or 2 of them to do it, you're already succeeding as a club coach. But one of them has to do it, sign off on it, and agree for you to be a club coach, and you have to have completed it as well. And Toastmasters will knock it back, and I've seen this happen, until both those parties have done it. There's the agreement, which you have to fill out. There's articles. There's everything. The resources. My first time I was a club coach was Power Talk Toastmasters. They became Belmont. We had no resources, basically. And now Toastmasters, I believe the club coach resources are the best resources Toastmasters have got for any role in Toastmasters at the moment. How do they compare? Well, club coach, struggling clubs in the district, and we've got enough of those. Minimum 6 months, maximum 2 years. Club recovery, mentor officers, submit progress reports. And there's lots of support in the district for you as well. Club sponsor, how to set up a new club, guide it through chartering, until the club is chartered. 3 months, 12 months. Well, I did 18 months with Applecross, so yeah, it can take a while. Promote the club, recruit members, assist with chartering docs. Club mentor, they sponsor the newly chartered clubs to become self-sustaining, self-sufficient. 6 months is the minimum. I think it should be the 12 months. You don't want a club that's newly established. Same with the club sponsor. You want it to be sustainable and go on for the future and be there forever. Attend meetings, coach officers, build club culture, and guide the development of the club success plan, which you've got 90 days after chartering to complete. Take the next step. Consider how you can support a club as a sponsor, mentor, or coach. Reach out to district leaders for opportunities. If they don't respond, reach out to me. And if you just want to have a chat for more clarification, reach out to me, either on the DTM or being a sponsor, mentor, or coach, because I'm here to support the district, as you should all be as well. Make a difference in your Toastmaster journey, and more importantly, make a difference to the fellow members and clubs in District 17. It's up to you. I encourage you all to be a club sponsor, mentor, and club coach. I've completed these roles many a time, and I'll be putting my hand up to do them again, because I've got so much out of performing these roles. Thank you.
Well, this is the segment where we ask a few questions. Now, I'm happy for volunteers, but I can also, if I don't get a volunteer, I'll ask a person, all right? So the question about the club sponsor, all right, what role have they got? Who'd like to answer that? Wayne, can you remember? What was the sponsor?
I would assume it could be the coach taking on a new club.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the word I was after, was the role in bringing a new Toastmaster club to life.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, that's what the sponsor does. That's the easy answer. All right. Now, the question I've got is, who can be a club sponsor? Alberto, who can be a club sponsor? Anybody? Or is there a set lot of criteria that's needed?
Coaching.
Somebody asked the question about prerequisites. I think that's an important thing. All right. So, So what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Who can be? Can you be as club sponsor?
I think that they need to meet some criteria before you can jump as a sponsor, am I wrong?
Well, yeah, no, basically, I think what was being said, you've got to be an experienced Toastmaster that's got some leadership skills, a passionate for Toastmasters, and dedication to helping a new club take flight. And if you can do all those things, you're a candidate.
Yeah, there is no specific prerequisite for a club sponsor. I've seen a set up, and the member was only in Toastmasters for 2 months prior to
that's
the
true.
sponsor. It's the club.
All right, now
prerequisite.
We've only got 5 minutes for this segment. Now, who can be a club mentor, and why should I serve as a club mentor? What's in it for me? Now, I don't want to do Nor or Leonor or Leon, because they're part of the next segment. But really, mentoring is really rich with deliverables. What are some of those things that you get out of being the mentor? Marty, have you thought about that? Of what the club mentor, if you serve that, what you'd get out of it as a skill, or as the things that you'd enjoy?
Well, you certainly learn a lot about organization and how it is that you go from a plan to reality. As well, you build a connection with a club and they reach out to you beyond the term of your mentorship. So you get to see the evolution of a club from the beginning and over time, how they evolve and develop. I think from a skill perspective as well, you learn to deal with tough conversations, because often when people don't know what they are doing, they get a little bit tense, and there's sometimes contention that you need to mitigate. There are also other instances where you act as an interpreter, because I'm sure that you all know that not everything in Toastmasters is as clear as it could be, and there needs to be some interpretation, particularly for new clubs. And you help to encourage people to feel just as excited about the opportunity to develop and build themselves as you feel. Those
Excellent,
are all
Marty.
derivative benefits.
Oh, well done. An excellent response. Excellent. All right, now let's just move on to the club coach area, because that's the one that really, I know, Ross has been very passionate about. And again, who can be a club coach? And who listened carefully to what was being said? Who'd like to take on that particular response? All right, because what Ross said, any club paid, another active paid member that is in good standing. He used those words. All right, so definitely that was important. You can't be a member of the club in the past 6 months, and you have to be a member in Toastmasters for at least a year. You've got to serve as a club officer for 1 annual term, and you've got to complete a minimum of level 2, or in some of the old results of ACBs, and then have completed the club coaching program. All right, so providing you're doing that, you can be considered to be a club coach.
Can you still be a member of your original club?
As long as you're not a member of it for the last 6 months.
Well, I've been there for 2 years now. If I go to another club, I can still be a coach.
Yes, Marty.
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
sorry, you're totally correct. You can be a coach of another club, definitely.
You can. You keep your original membership and you become a coach of another club.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's just avoiding somebody that's a member of a club, like I'm a member of Fremantle Gourmet Toastmasters, and I think technically we could qualify for another club coach. I can't be the club coach because I'm a member there. And if I didn't renew at the October renewals, I still not in good standing there. I still can't be there because I was a member within the last 6 months.
Thank you, Ross. Well, on that note, Bonnie, That's our section. That's our segment, I should say, on Q&A.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, really making us
Think.
enforce
Yeah.
what we need to do. I think I might have one question, but can we be club coach, sponsor, mentor together, like as in one after each other,
No.
the same club?
You can't be a mentor and sponsor of the new club. You can only be one of those roles.
Okay.
Toastmasters doesn't allow double dipping, and also a new club has to have a charter membership of 20, whereas a club coach is under 12 and under. So that
Okay.
wouldn't be applicable. You can't have a club coach for a new club.